Joey P, man, with stats in hand, spilling numbers like grains of sand. Fantasy talking about diamond dreams, chasing players, whispering their schemes. Oh, Welsh, breaking it down real slow, voices howling in the radio's glow. Talking monsters on the baseball field, wizards swinging bats and magic shields. Fantasy baseball in the night, podcasters giving us that sight. Question marks and stars collide, dreams of glory never hide.
Welcome in, everybody, to FantasyPros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me, of course, is the Welsh, and it's Monday. We got a lot of baseball to talk about. So many things going on. Lots of guys going to the IL, as always, after a weekend. Hopefully you watched our streamer video from Friday because Mickey Moniak had a couple bombs there. Cha-ching! Welsh and I were crushing that video. That's why you subscribe to the channel on YouTube at FantasyPros MLB. That's why you subscribe and you watch us on our Twitch live right here with all the peanuts and Cracker Jacks. 12:30 Eastern, Monday through Friday. And of course, we did hit a little milestone on the YouTube channel, Welsh. 30,000, which means I submitted the order for the wig. It's on the way. The question is, did you get your Pirates hat already?
We've not gotten anything like that, but can I propose? My birthday is next week. Is there any chance maybe as a birthday gift, an episode to me, we could have the Livy Dunn and Paul Skeens episode? Maybe, I don't know, April 22nd on Wednesday next week?
I might have to tap out of that show to leave for Pittsburgh earlier because we're going to Pittsburgh for the NFL draft. It's a 6.5 hour ride. I'm going to have my daughter with me because we play football on the weekend. We could do it the day before, like birthday eve. We could do it birthday eve.
Maybe birthday eve.
Make like a festival. We could start it then.
Festivus?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. A Festivus of Welsh. I know nothing would please you more than to have me look ridiculous. This is what we did. So there you go, everybody. All right. One guy not looking ridiculous, absolutely, is Jordan Walker. We cannot stop talking about him because, well, he doesn't stop hitting home runs. He hit his 7th homer against the Red Sox on Sunday. It's out of hand. It's ridiculous. It's insane. He did hit 15. He has more homers in 15 games this year than he hit in 51 games in 2024 and 111 games last season where he had just 6. He's still striking out. We know that. The batting average is not going to stay where it is. But check out this tweet here from Sarah Langs too. Most home runs in team's first 15 games of a season in Cardinals history. Albert Pujols 10, Scott Rowland 8, and then Jordan Walker tied with Mark McGwire for 7. So again, Welsh, I think we all agree he's probably turned a corner, but this pace is utterly ridiculous. It's not sustainable. He's not going to hit 10 home runs every single month of the season, or 7, or even 7 for that matter, most likely. So I say you just continue to ride the wave. You enjoy life, and eventually it comes crashing down a little bit, and you hope that it flattens out into a nice plateau that's productive. But, I mean, we got to talk about it because now it's becoming a historical start here for Jordan Walker.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? It's so funny. So I had a couple players. We're going to talk about some guys. I had James Wood, his player profile up because I had just been looking at Jordan Walker's. And it's really eerie how similar, like, both of what their current game is and their starts are kind of connected in that, like, they've got absolutely ridiculous, and we've talked about it. You know, the profile. It's actually comical looking at Jordan Walker's Baseball Savant page. It is like top 1% in every single category. Yeah. It is to the roof, and all that tells you is, like, you know, he's barreling, he's hitting the ball hard, bat speed is phenomenal. It's top of the league. But the negatives, they're almost the same for both of these guys. They both have got this 28 to 29% K percentage. They both. One of the things I've still kind of held on to. They both are not getting the ball in the air. James Wood even worse, as he always does. But Jordan Walker, or at least pulling the ball. Jordan Walker's not pulling the ball whatsoever. He is getting the ball in the air. So I stick to what I said last week. I've kind of been in on this with Jordan Walker. I think he has turned the corner. That's why, like, after 3 days, it was, hey, we need to pick him up. But B, I think that the pace is it is absolutely comical. I don't think he's going to hit 50 homers. I think he's going to pace out, and he's going to have a fantasy winning type of season. Like, he is looking like he's going to be a 30 home run hitter, but he is going to get adjusted on. Like, he is seeing almost 5% more fastballs this year. And guess what? He's murdering them. The league is going to be like, maybe we should, keep throwing him fastballs. When he's murdering him, he's going to get challenged in other spots. So when that happens, let's see how he adjusts. But this is clearly like another corner. His dynasty value, I think, is completely recouped. His redraft value, I think, is really solid this year. I mean, this is just more reiteration of a lot of the stuff we've been talking about.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Jerry brings up a question here. Who would you trade Walker for? The value's not there. You're not going to get, everybody recognizes that this is insane unless you get somebody in your league who's a noob or a real casual or just like chases the fire engine, you know,
what about
or whatever
like,
it is till they catch it.
Like Randy Rosarena has kind of.
I was going to say Byron Buxton. Would you rather have Byron Buxton off to a slow start this year, or would you rather have Jordan Walker rest of season?
Oh man, I actually might.
And Buxton's savant page has not been great.
Yeah, I just want to take a look. Yeah, his barreling is down. He's getting the ball in the air like crazy. He's striking out a bunch. I think I might. I wasn't as big on the early value of Byron Buxton, and you've already got some of the stuff that has your concerns. I might say Jordan Walker in there, and I think I might say Jordan Walker over Randy Rosarena even. But like he had gotten off to this really slow like counting stat start. Like maybe that's the tippy top of the range if you're looking at getting out from him. Maybe.
Would you rather? Okay, totally different kind of player. I know we're going to talk about him later. Would you rather have Chandler Simpson rest of season or Jordan Walker rest of season?
Oh man, I mean, Chandler Simpson is literally on all my teams. Like that is one of the few guys I drafted. Like,
but different profile.
Everywhere.
You're talking about extremely high batting average, stolen bases guy versus the power guy. I think it's just roster construction. But again,
well
to
said
the point
right
here
there.
For Jerry. It's just I don't think you're going to find an opportunity. And the theme here Monday is that all the guys that have started off hot continue to be hot through the weekend. Jose Soriano, the other breakout star of 2026 so far. 10 strikeouts and 7 shutout innings for the Angels and a win over the Reds. Taj Bradley gave up 1 run, struck out 7 of his own in 5 innings. I mean, these guys just haven't stopped well. So the guys that are red hot, usually to start the year, you get the clunker start. Or you get the 0 for 4 with the 3 Ks or the quiet weekend, and you're like, okay, there it is. It's all come back down to earth. It's not stopped. The guys that are breaking out right now are continuing to be fantastic here, and we're into mid-April now. It's not the first week of April anymore. So credit to those guys. Soriano, I think, is the one, too, that is really intriguing because he seems like he is getting into an elite tier right now. And that is something that I don't even know the biggest Jose Soriano supporters really saw coming.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a little bit on the other side. I think I'm a little bit on the Taj Bradley side just because of the elite strikeouts. I don't think anybody believed in both of these guys. And I think they're both in these really interesting spots now that because of what you said, because they've carried this over, it's more than 2 starts, 3 starts. You're getting into the 5 spot. The people are going to start to believe it. And if you are not a believer, your trade value is starting to push up. I think the next start, if you have another one from, I mean, like Soriano, the pace is ridiculous. And like I said last week, it's like shout out to projections for really nailing this one. But the Taj Bradley one with the strikeouts, like you get 1 more for each of them. They're going to go crazy. But I still kind of hold to what I think I was originally saying in that I think these guys are just better suited for your fantasy teams than they are trying to wheel and deal, unless somebody thinks that, Taj Bradley is going to be a top 20 or someone thinks that Soriano is going to be a top 25. I think you're kind of better suited right now to hold on to these players. And specifically, like Soriano's consistency is really intriguing, but I'm pretty obsessed with like the 31%, 8% walk rate, 31% K percentage with Taj, because Taj's stuff really, really looks high end right now. So I think these guys are better suited for your own fantasy teams, but we are getting to the fever pitch of where if you would like to try to maximize, this is definitely like maximizing territory.
Fever pitch. Solid Jimmy Fallon film.
Trade maxing. We can call that trade maxing.
Fallon film. Trade maxing.
Like looks maxing? Trade maxing.
James Wood, 5th home run. So we mentioned him earlier in the show. He's had a nice start to the year. Cam Smith also 4 for 5. He's up to a 941 OPS. So a lot of the patience with some of these young players really paying off this year so far in the early going in 2026. Some dividends. So if you held on to guys in Dynasty, if you had keepers where you're like, I'm keeping Cam Smith, I'm keeping James Wood, I'm keeping all these guys, or Jordan Walkers of the world. I'm not gonna give up before guys turn 25, 26 years old. Guess what? You're being rewarded so far. Chris Sale also rewarded you. The velo is back up to 96, 1 run, 6 innings. The Braves absolutely crushed the Guardians yesterday, so good on them. But speaking of crushed, I want to talk about Roki Sasaki here for a second. Now, he only gave up 2 runs in the 4 innings. He had 6 strikeouts, but again, it's the walks. We could coming back to the same thing with the walks. He walked 5 more guys, 51 of his 94 pitches for strikes. Welsh, this is not a good situation for Roki Sasaki. Like, this is, I know some people will point out to some of the positive things, and I get that, but you cannot walk this many guys and be an effective pitcher, let alone fantasy asset. So what were your takeaways from the Roki start yesterday?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same spot as you. It's just like, I think he's going to have these little, like, brief outings where it's like, hey, this is nice. And, you know what this is? This is like the identification of a streamer. Like, he is just a streamer, but he's such a huge name that it's like you kind of feel you can only be in one spot. You're like, well, I have to own Roki Sasaki or I have to be out of the business. And it's like, well, guess what? He might just be a streamer where you find the good spots. But me, I'm not interested, really. He's got a 15.9% walk rate to a 23.8% K percentage. You play the fun K minus walk percentage number, that's 8%. That's horrifically bad. His ERA stinks. As I said, the walks are getting pushed through. He's got a 1.85 whip as well. Like, he's too inconsistent. The stuff is too inconsistent, and he may get
So
there,
what do you do?
But it's not this year. Yeah, I don't think you're.
Do you set him to AAA? Do you leave him?
Oh,
put
you're
him back
talking
into
fantasy
the bullpen?
or Dodgers?
I'm talking about real baseball now. I mean, are they better off saying, you know what, we believe in the raw stuff, maybe in small sample size when you could be effectively wild, it's useful in the bullpen, but it's not useful as a starting pitcher. You know, there's a lot of guys that struggle with control that go to the bullpen, especially in high leverage situations, and become very successful because guys tend to chase, guys are behind, and the other team's behind, so they start to, just chase and swing at stuff and trying to go home for the night. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think any of us have the answer here. All I know is that I'm not surprised at all so far that it's been a rocky road for Roki Sasaki in the beginning.
I think the one good thing that the Dodgers have going for themselves is that they're a team that is so powerful and so good that they can enable themselves the most amount of opportunities they need to give to somebody. And I think someone at this age and this investment, like, you don't want to just give up on it. And I think, like, if we're being fair, the walks are a problem. His inconsistencies are a problem, but he's only been beat up in one game right now. You also are seeing a pitch mix change this year where there was a lot of crap about, like, a slider. Can he do this and that? He's throwing a slider 30% of the time this year, and it only has a batting average around 200 against. But I don't think he's found his proper pitch mix change. So I think from a real baseball perspective, they continue to try to develop him as a starter at every cost because you're fine. I don't think their bullpen is dire, and hopefully he doesn't cost you games. And when that time comes, then you kind of kick him to the curb. For fantasy owners, I just don't really understand the upside. Like, he can't go deep into games.
No, I don't get it either. He's a drop for me.
Playing, yeah, like he doesn't make sense for, I think, most fantasy teams. In Dynasty, it's a different discussion, and maybe you could even argue there's a little bit of a buy because the pitch mix stuff is starting to kind of change, and maybe he can be a starter long term. But in redraft, I'm not here for it. I'll just kick him to the curb. If he's available on the wire when there's a good start, maybe you can pick him up, but that's it.
I would pick up Spencer Arrighetti for him. I would pick up a lot of guys for him, or stash some more minor league guys coming through. We'll talk about those minor guys in a second. Boy, Jerry really wants to trade Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker or Cam Smith rest of season? It's close.
This is close. This might shock. I kind of like Cam Smith. I think for this
I
year.
agree. I thought I was going to be the anomaly guy on this one.
But this wouldn't be a scenario where I'm trading Jordan Walker for Cam Smith, if that's what we're talking about. That's not what I'm interested in. I think Jordan Walker can be traded for. Yeah, but vacuum stuff. I think the stolen bases are really interesting. Cam also is one of those weird ones. He cannot pull the ball. He's not really getting it in the air and pulling the ball. And the problem with that, when we talk about that a lot, is just like that can turn into doubles. Like, you would almost sometimes rather hard hit numbers suffer for a guy that can get the ball in the air and pull it than you would like awesome hard hit numbers with a really garbage ability to get the ball or pulling it in the air or get it in the air because of obvious reasons for homers. So Cam is one of those guys that maybe the power is going to push down a little bit. I'm not really worried about that with Walker, but Cam seems to have like locked in, and that's what I care about. He's barreling the ball. He's seeing pitches. He's running. Like, I like his full fantasy value. Going to be fascinated at the end of the year. Like, who finishes higher? If Jordan Walker hits 35 homers, Cam's going to have to do a lot to be in there, but I'll take Cam.
All right, let's go to some deep dive stuff here. I want to do a deep dive on Chandler Simpson because he had a triple, a steal, 2 runs, hit in the leadoff spot, which is where we need him to be. I told you he's hitting at 411 right now. He's got a 429 on base percentage. It's just absurd what he's doing right now. And again, sustainable, maybe not, but we all expected him to have some big upside in roto formats, especially those head-to-head rotos. 7 stolen bases so far. He leads the major leagues. Again, my hot take, big bold prediction was that he could get to 100 this year. I stand by that. I still think it's possible that he could do that. I know nobody has more Chandler Simpson than you do, so let's talk about it. What do you think of the Chandler Simpson opening to the season here and the weekend that he had?
Solaire thing. Definitely not a victory lap, but I will say there was this person we had on the show named Shmo Shmoriko. And this Shmo Shmoriko was not a fan of Chandler Simpson, thinking that he would be sent back down. And all fun aside with it, like I never believed that. I never was into that territory, and I think that's why I was a believer. And I think that could be the catalyst alone. If you just didn't think Chandler Simpson could hit, then if he got, because I didn't care if he was hitting 9 or lead off to do, to lead the league in stolen bases, which was my bet. Leading off is better, of course. But it's just him being in the lineup. But I never questioned his ability to hit, and he's showing that off. And the reason for that is he's not going to try to adjust to be a different type of hitter than he was before. He's got one of the lowest chase rates, or mid chase rates, but one of the lowest whiff and K percentages in baseball. He puts the bat on the ball, and as I always argued, he beats out grounders. There's no other guys that beat out grounders. So...
because
Simpson,
nobody's hitting the ball on the ground anymore, playing to their strengths.
Well,
Chandler
that's
Simpson
the thing
is playing to his strengths. He's hitting the ball, line drives, ground balls, making you field it. And even if you field it cleanly, if he hits a deep ground ball to shortstop in the hole, good luck trying to throw him out there. Like you're not going to do it, even if you do everything right and field it cleanly. If he hits a ball up the middle and you're a second baseman, you got to turn and throw that ball. Good luck getting that ball there before he gets there.
Yeah, and I would almost say he's kind of like undeniable, like because of that. Like if you read his profile, as any smart people, and I understand the people that might have had questions about Chandler Simpson, it's because the profile's like insane. He doesn't barrel the ball, he doesn't get the ball in the air, like he does everything non-traditional. But he's like an old school player, and simply for the fact that this guy, it's not like he beats out grounders that are like, ooh, got to get to the back and make a Jeter type play. It's like routine grounders he beats out. And he's got a really good eye at the plate, makes a ton of contact. I mean, this is the best case scenario right now. To your point, could sustainability just falter? Yeah, it's a possibility, but I think he's going to hit over 300, and I think he's going to lead the league in stolen bases. So that's why I was invested from a fantasy perspective. Never once did I think that he wasn't going to be on this team, but I also understand the team context. Rays are weird. Rays do weird stuff. They'll do platoons and stuff like that, but undeniable. That's the point that I think Chandler Simpson has gotten to, and he's going to help in some fantasy teams.
All right, more deep dive stuff here too, because a couple other guys I want to dig into. Fernando Tatis made his second consecutive start at second base, so obviously something's happening there. Great for his fantasy value to be able to play a player like Tatis at second base. That's huge. I don't think any of us saw that coming potentially in the beginning of the year. So obviously Yahoo, he probably already qualifies, but he's going to have to get a couple more. Let's see if this is like a long-term fix.
He can actually qualify at second this week in Yahoo. Just want to.
I know. I'm not really joking. I'm sort of joking. Trevor Story, 4 for 5, 2 ribbies for him. He hadn't had a 2-hit game this season before yesterday. It was also just the second time in 15 games that he has gone without a strikeout. He's hitting, check out this slash. $192, 188, 273. And no, you're not incorrect here. The OBP is actually lower than the batting average, which is almost impossible for that to happen. It's not. I double-checked it, triple-checked it. It's absurd. Nick Kurtz finally got off the schneid to hit his first home run. Yay, against my Mets. Boo, 1-0. All right, let's talk about the rookie lookies. A lot to get to today, including Kevin McGonigal, my favorite boy from Delco, my Delco Short King. First MLB home run yesterday, exit velo of 108, and did off Sandy Alcantara too. So it's not too not too shabby there. Bubba Chandler, 5 1/3, just 2 walks, but he did give up 2 homers there. So a no decision for him against the Cubs. Andrew Painter, good bounce back against your Diamondbacks, 7 strikeouts over 5 innings for him. Peyton Tolley in the minor leagues. I keep bringing him up because I love me some Peyton Tolley. 5 scoreless innings against in AAA on Sunday. 3 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts for him. Your boy Jason Dominguez, also AAA, by the way. There's a lot of articles out today, this morning, about how the Yankees need to call him back up. It's all over the tri-state area. Sports Illustrated actually has a really good article about it as well, which is it's time for the Yankees to have the conversation, and rightfully so, because he's slashing 375, 468, 575, 2 homers, 7 walks, and 4 steals. Randall Grichuk should not be the reason why Jason Dominguez isn't in the big leagues right now. Like, that's it. If he's out there in the waiver wire, stash him today, because I do think by the weekend he is up, Welsh. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, we brought him up in the prospecting segment. I think the difference is like Grichuk is a platoon player, and I don't think they want Jason Dominguez to be a platoon player. Like, if he's going to be up, the idea is you don't just let him sit for his development. He's got to play every day. So I don't think it's Grichuk necessarily that is. It's just their level of comfort. You got to speculate on Dominguez, but we got to find out, is he a quad A player or is he going to be a major league player? And that's what we just don't know, because it's like he had some big struggles. He's a bad defensive player. He's back at AAA and killing. So let's see what the second actual opportunity is.
I watched the at-bats this morning because I was able to get on there and see some of the Jason Dominguez stuff. And what I noticed about him was that he just looked more balanced at the plate, just generally speaking. And he seems very comfortable. And I think anytime you're a young kid and you get called up to the big leagues and it's New York, it's just a lot. It's overwhelming. And remember, there were some times there where, he had some injuries and missed some development time. It's funny because it's kind of the same path that Byron Buxton was on, right? Like, he can't miss, right? Until he misses all this development time, and then he struggles at the major league level. The way he's hitting right now, the way the Yankees could use some help on offense, it just makes too much sense. Now, we got to decipher the following here, because there's been a lot of rumors and innuendo about what's going on with the White Sox. Was Antonacci coming up? Was Sam Antonacci not coming up? Well, I don't know. I still think he's going to come up soon, because he's hitting 317, 509, 488 with 2 homers, 6 RBI, 2 steals. He's got more walks than more than twice as many walks and strikeouts. What year is this? What is happening? He's got 14 walks and 6 strikeouts through 12 games, but it looks like Noah Schultz, the first guy to get the call for the White Sox, but Antonacci can't be far behind. So, Welsh, let's talk about the Noah Schultz call up, because he will be starting, Tuesday, I believe, correct? Yep. And then Antonacci, I can't imagine him not being up, if not this week, then next week at some point.
Well, this is our first good prospecting segment to player call-up of the year that we get. Sometimes we get these. We're beautiful, because brought up Noah Schultz last week. I brought up Noah Schultz last week, by the way, through the wave of Peyton Toley's by Joe. Joe just trying to force Peyton Toley in conversation, but we had to talk about Noah Schultz simply because... I mean, what I was talking about, I want to say what I said. What I was talking about with Noah Schultz kind of came to fruition for this team, that they said, hey, we're better suited in the rest of the development being in the majors. He clearly has, this level dominated, and he did through 3 games, 1.29 ERA, strikeouts through the roof. He had a sub .5 whip. I mean, it's devastating stuff. He's a big 6'10" pitcher with kind of a really interesting kind of side delivery, good extension, and he's going to eat some guys up. Now, we'll see, where the big worries are going to go. He's not a big home run guy. I think it's going to be him painting corners and stuff like that. But Schultz is very interesting from a fantasy perspective. I don't know how much I want to get into the business, but deeper leagues, you got to do it. So pick up Noah Schultz. Hopefully that helped people out. And Sam Antonacci, I think I had him on one of the segments as well. I'm infatuated with him ever since the WBC. I think he's developed more power. We're seeing that in his bat, which for a time people thought he'd be more like Chase Meadroth. He steals bases. I do think he'll get called up this week. It just, if people didn't follow the whole thing, Antonacci was tagged with Schultz over the weekend that he was getting called up, and then that was kind of refuted. So I think Antonacci will call up. We'll see how they're going to end up playing these guys, but he should be up this week. He'll be really fun. But Noah Schultz, there you go. Let's do that.
Would you make this move that Nuckin wants to make, dropping McClain for Antonacci? I think I would. I would. If McClain is not a starter for me, I think I would do it.
I don't know. It depends. I guess it depends on the type of league. If there's no one usually available and you just want to make sure you get I'm worried the White Sox aren't going to know.
I'm keeping Weatherholt over Antonacci. That's for sure. I'm not worried about that at all.
I guess I'm not making that move. So,
by the way, tomorrow night we're gonna debut a new show on the YouTube channel. It's live. It's the Wonky Penguin and myself in the Dugout. So that means 8:30 on the YouTube channel tomorrow. You're going to want to check this out. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube channel. Make sure you ring the bell till it goes ding in case you forget. Because, sometimes we get busy with life or we just get old and we forget what's going on there. So we get that little night notification, boom, on the phone. Oh, look, fun thing. So basically from 8:30 to 10, Wonky and I are going to watch baseball, talk baseball, take your questions, talk about some trades and some other stuff. So we're going to do fantasy stuff. We're going to do kind of in-game live kind of stuff too, and just walk you through everything on the YouTube channel. The Dugout, it's going to be on Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So as you go through the end of that first games of the slate there in the 7 p.m. start and the beginning of the 10 o'clock games, kind of just set the stage for you for the late night games. So, and you get me tired with no filter. Which has got to be the best.
The most shocking thing about this show, maybe since I've worked at this company, is you doing something at 8 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. When I heard about this, I was like, good luck getting Joe. You must have just been sprinkled with incentives and like Joe is ready to, you're going to get the best. You're going to get the best. You guys should be so lucky.
You will get the best. You will get unfiltered tired Joe.
Yeah.
Which is, that's great television.
I think it's hilarious. I love it.
I want to support the channel. I mean, look, Bogman and I, during football season for a couple of years, used to do the late night Discord chats. But I was like, look, I can't do this. It's like, get up at 6 and you don't finish working till 10. Like, that's a lot. It's long days,
Yeah.
especially during NFL season.
I'm giving you not justified crap. I'm just laughing because I've literally never seen you do those. So
will there be adult beverages? Maybe. We did just get all the Uncle Arnie sent to us too.
I got
one
mine
of my
yesterday,
favorite things. Oh, Saturday came back from the Ravens tournament. We played in the regional tournament in Baltimore. Drove back Saturday after the games, and it was waiting there for me. I already had some in my fridge anyway because I'm a big fan. And I know that's sponsoring the show today, but I don't care. I'm going to talk about it. I love the Uncle Arnie's. Had me an Uncle Arnie's. Fantastic sleep, relaxed, woke up refreshed, ready to go next day. Good stuff. All right.
And by the way, my son performed at a thing called Coop Stock. It was with Alice Cooper. He opened up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cooper,
How'd that go?
And then it was awesome. He opened up for Alice Cooper. John Oates from Hall & Oates was there, and then Tommy Thayer from Kiss. We got to enjoy some concert stuff. So
very cool.
Wish I would have had some of that with me there, but had to be an adult. So.
And I encourage anybody watching the Dugout, have your adult beverages. Again, like if you're just watching baseball, you're sitting around your couch, by yourself or your family's in another room because they watch other things now, and that's the way life is.
Yeah.
Hang out with us, or if you're locked in the space, hang out with me and the Monkey Penguin. Watch the baseball. I went Seinfeld there for a second. Yeah, Mason Miller, fun fact. He has a 79% strikeout rate.
That is fun. That's actually the most fun fact you've had this whole year. That is fun.
Question, is Mason Miller the Cy Young right now?
Whoa, I never even thought about that.
I think he is as of today.
It's April.
We've got. It's not like we haven't had relievers win Cy Youngs. Raleigh Fingers did.
Okay, let me ask you
Eric Gagne did back in the day, so it's possible.
Yeah. Well, let me flip it then. Do you think Mason Miller can be a legitimate Cy Young candidate with in a division with Paul Skeens, or in a conference with Paul Skeens and Chris Sale? Like, do you think he can do it? Win the Cy Young.
If he continues this pace, I think it's a conversation because
he has like
so
a 60%
ridiculous.
K percentage or 50% K percentage, and he has 40 saves this year or something like that. Can that really beat Skeens?
Unlikely, but fun to talk about.
I don't even know. How many relievers?
What do you think his number is right now? I didn't even look. What do you think his number is right now? As the long guys just begin to do.
I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think his odds are?
Do we have anybody but Eric Gagne? Yeah, I do want to take a guess. Is anybody but Eric Gagne won the Cy Young?
Yeah, I told you Raleigh Fingers did it. I want to see if there's another.
Okay.
There was another one who won Cy Young as a reliever too.
Willie Hernandez with Detroit.
Yeah, Willie Hernandez in Detroit.
From good old Lard Ferndale. That's just what we were looking for. Lard.
Nothing like a good Lard Ferndale.
I'm gonna guess the number is like 18-1.
It is 20-1.
Okay,
plus
so that's pretty
2,000
close.
right now. You were very close there. No, Mariano Rivera never got a Cy Young. But yes, Eric Gagne, Willie Hernandez, I remember in '84. And then how bad are the lawn guys right now too? Is that really obnoxious?
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's fine.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So here we go. The lawn guys are here, and I'm going to continue to do the show. By the way, last fun fact. The greatest giveaway in the history of giveaways. I will not be defeated by you lawn people out there. I love the lawn people. You do a great job, but the timing is always just poor. Did you see the giveaway the White Sox are doing? The Pope, we know, is a White Sox fan. He's from Chicago. They're doing a Pope White Sox hat. Welsh, I don't say this very often. I need this. I need this hat. Whoever I don't know, all the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, I'm telling you right now, anybody who's a White Sox fan who goes out or Chicago White, you get your hands on this, you go to this game, you send it to me, I will pay for the shipping, I will reimburse you. I need this hat. Okay?
Yeah, I need this like I need air, to be honest with you. It needs to be back. Just think, you could get this for me and I could have it back here and it'll be thanks to you. I also need the Tupac bobblehead. I don't know if that's happened yet. That's the only problem with these giveaways. When they make up something amazing and you have to have
this is so good.
Like the people are going to sell it like crazy. It's incredible. I hope the White Sox, as the gates open, they put what do you put, white smoke, or what's the smoke for a new pope? Is it white or black?
The white smoke is when they have the new pope. Yes.
Okay, so then they should put white smoke when the gates open that day. It's a phenomenal giveaway. It
the
looks
Catholic
amazing.
had to think about it for a second there. I was like, I think it's the white smoke.
Yeah.
But look at this thing. This is fantastic.
It's amazing.
I mean, this is not just like kind of good. This is.
It's the most
brilliant.
uniquely cool gift like thing that they're doing, because I think the Tupac bobblehead is going to be like absolutely absurd. I haven't
seen this. Where's the Tupac bobblehead?
Oh yeah, they're doing it. I think it's in like a couple weeks in Baltimore. You know, Tupac Rigid from Baltimore, and it people are pre-selling it for like $800 or something on eBay because people are ridiculous with it. Yeah, it's like one of the huge big giveaways this year, similar to they just did the Yoshi in LA, and they had a line, down to Santa Monica or whatever. There's a couple of these amazing giveaways, but it's like there's bobbleheads. And then there's something like this. Nothing. I don't think anyone's going to beat the uniqueness of this. I definitely want.
No, I want this more than the Tupac. I love Tupac. Don't get me wrong. But
if I had to choose, I might pick Tupac though, because that's
I'm taking this because I want to wear it on the show. I want to be the Pope on the show. That's what I want to do. All right, 3 up and 3 down. Jackson Merrill hit a home run and stole a base again. Good for you, Jackson Merrill. Oh. By the way, we called out the Seattle Mariners on the show on Friday. If you were watching. Julio, Cal Raleigh, and all of them woke up. Cal Raleigh hit a home run. Julio 2 for 4 with an RBI and a steal. So good on the Mariners figuring things out. And Jacob deGrom struck out 9 guys in 6 innings. Great job by him. So that knee must be okay. The downs. There was a lot of downs. There were people who got pushed out of the downs today because every time I kept running through stats, I'm like, wow, this is worse than that guy. This is worse than that guy. Here you go. Here's the worst of the worst. Tanner Bybee, 8 runs, 4 2/3. Sandy, terrible. 7 runs, 3 homers from the Tigers. Another offense, again, that we called out. All of a sudden, they woke up, too. So we called out everybody, and they responded. And Andrew Abbott, 7 runs in 3 innings, as the long guys are now officially inside the room with me.
You're like, did you make your mic louder, too? I feel like you got louder, so.
No, I'm just being louder.
You're fighting a big fight. You need go put the white smoke out there for your recording. No.
That's when it's clear the show's over and you can go ahead and do it.
You know what you should do? You should just open up the window and just stare at them. Just absolutely just stare at them.
I love the long guys. The long guys do a great job. It's just, they used to always come early in the morning on Mondays, but now they come later. And we used to have leading off, used to always be at 9 in the morning. We used to do the show, and now we do it later. So of course now they come later. What time are you doing leading off? That's what I'm going to show up to do the lawn. Yeah. Nick Pivetta, let's start with the injuries. Sunday's game, elbow stiffness, not good. So countdown to TJ's on, right? I mean, I got to imagine.
You just got to pay attention. Yeah, it might be not
how many times did we get a guy leaving a game for an elbow injury, and it's not Tommy John? Right? Yep, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. He'll be fine. So it sucks because Pivetta's been really durable, but you better start making plans. Wyatt Langford sat all weekend. He has a low-grade quad strain there. Very minor, so they sat him out through the weekend. Do you think they should put him on the IL? Are you worried about this? What are your thoughts here on Wyatt Langford? Because I know on the trade show we're going to talk more about him.
Yeah, I mean, I think from and it will allow me to keep him on this list, in that I think if it were more severe, they would have just put him on the IL unless you have a really incompetent medical staff. If you're sitting him for the weekend, it's just to kind of get right. If it doesn't heal, then they will put him on the IL and it'll be retroactive. So I think we're okay. I think we're in a good spot.
9 relievers have won a Cy Young Award. Eric Gagne in 2003, that was the last one. Dennis Eckersley, right, when he was brilliant for the A's. Mark Davis, I remember that one too. Steve Bedrosian, Willie Hernandez, Raleigh Fingers, Bruce Sutter, Sparky Lyle. I knew Sparky Lyle was in there. Like I kept thinking Gossage by him, but I don't think it's Gossage. I think it's Lyle.
One?
And then Mike Marshall, who was also a reliever, who threw like 1,000 innings one year. Like he was just the most ridiculous.
But we've only had one in the last like 25 years.
One in the last 25 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shows you where the game has changed though as well.
Well, also relievers, relievers back then too would throw 2-3 innings. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You bring in Steve Bedrosian, you're getting 2 innings out of him. Sparky Lyle would pitch 2 or 3 innings. Like the relief pitcher was the guy that took over for the starter in the 7th and then just finished the game. Like that's the way the game used to be in the late 70s, early 80s. Not so much anymore. More injuries to talk through here. Kyle Harrison, this was such a weird play in the first inning. He's going to cover first, and that doofus, Gary Sanchez, is playing first base. He throws the ball 100 miles an hour. I was like, what is it? What are you trying to peg the guy running to first? What the hell are we doing? He hits Kyle Harrison in the knee. He falls over, hurts his wrist, hurts his knee. I mean, Welsh, I don't have any words here. Gary Sanchez, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah, it was the funniest thing. I mean, it was like
it's hilarious for everybody except the ones who have Kyle Harrison. Like,
do you see that video? You see that video of Matt Carpenter pitching to his kids, and he tries to avoid the ball, and it hits him right in the crotch. Like that's like the same feel. It was like that type of little peewee baseball feel that Gary Sanchez. I don't know what he was doing, but gotta love baseball.
So I was right. So Lard found it here. Marshall was in 106 games in 1974. He appeared in 106 games as a reliever. Stunning.
Yeah, when he threw like 72, is your arm held up?
How many innings, Lard, did he have? Find that for me. All right, let's talk about the rest of the injuries here. We have George Springer going to the IL for 10 days. Christian Yelich might be headed there. I don't know if any news is broken since we started the show.
I think they said they are expecting some bad news. That was what
that was what I saw this morning. I didn't know if we got confirmation of the bad news, so... Not good for the Brew Crew. Also, rough week for the Brew Crew, too. Losing 2 former managers, 2, good Major League players, too. Phil Garner passing away and Davey Lopes passing away. Like, just a weird stretch for that organization. Again, so those are some baseball lifer guys. I know, this generation doesn't probably know who they are. I do, obviously, because I'm an old fart. But just a tough week for the Brewers family there.
By the way,
Adley
I didn't mean to when you were doing that, but
yeah.
Marshall... 208 innings. That's not a relief pitcher.
No, that's
a starter.
He appeared in 100 games, Welsh. He's a relief pitcher.
208 innings were pitched in that
year. And
I
believe Mike Marshall then took that and went and became a free agent. This was all during the beginning of when free agency started in Major League Baseball. So he was like, I'm going to pitch every day and I'm going to show everybody how valuable I am. And he did, and he went out and he got paid as a free agent, and he was never the same pitcher again, obviously, because it was absurd.
I think when you hit 130 innings, the designation, whether you start or not, is more of a starter than it. That's not 208 innings is not a reliever.
It was in 1974, which, I mean, between the amphetamines and the cocaine and the drinking and the smoking and God knows what else they were doing, it is stunning. Stunning. All these guys do is work out and drink creatine and go to these facilities where everything is managed with robots and we can't get a guy to throw 70 innings in a season. Barely.
Yeah, so you're just saying fried chicken and cigarettes is what's needed for
fried chicken, cigarettes, and amphetamines, baby. Let's go. Breakfast of champions.
Breakfast of champions.
Adley Rutschman, MRI, no structural damage to his ankle. That's good news. Mountcastle, though, broke the 4th metatarsal on his foot, so that's not good. And then Royce Lewis... it's a baseball season officially, and Royce Lewis hits the IL. He had a knee issue on a swing, just swinging, just hurt himself. I did some research, Welsh. This is also a fun fact. This was brought to you by me, not some other site. By me. Royce Lewis has missed 480 regular season games to the injured list since 2022, since he made his debut. He has played in 270 games.
That doesn't seem real. That if you've seen, I think I've talked about this.
It's real.
There's a Pitchergami account out there, and all they do is say like this line has never happened in baseball. I do not believe them. I don't believe half of the stuff I see. It'll be like this pitcher 6 innings,
it's like,
1 hit, 4 walks.
How's Trevor Story's batting average higher than his OPS? Like I don't know.
I don't know. That doesn't seem real. That seems like literally you're making up that number.
Nope.
But it is real, and that's insane.
It is upsetting, is what it is. Let's be honest. All right.
Quick. Yeah. Do you think he will ever, in his career, have played more games than games missed? Over under.
Not at this.
He has 210 games missed over 270 played, right?
He's got to play a whole season and a half.
Oh.
Like, just to catch up.
Poor Joey.
I mean,
poor Joey, yeah. There's a poll
Sorry.
for some other day, so it's okay. It's okay. All right, keep going.
What? I missed it. Sorry. The lawn guys are right here in my window again, and we're just... there's... The funny thing is, there's not much grass right here. It's
apparently,
all there.
Apparently there is.
Apparently, we're just really concerned with the grass that's right there. There's this little patch that's right in front of the window there.
I wish you'd open up the door.
They're
There's
mowing
like
the cement.
There's
That's
like
what they're mowing right
4 guys just hovered over there trying to get that.
All right, let's look at the home run board. I did get one. Welsh, did you get one over the weekend?
I got 2, baby.
Acuna. You got 2, so I'm not even on the board because I only got 3. I'm a loser. But Wonky and Welsh are on there with 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people tied with 6. The Juan Soto jersey up for grabs. Go to our Discord, fantasypros.com/chat. Join the home run channel. Go premium, or just subscribe to Twitch. That way you get rid of the commercials with your Amazon Prime for $5, and then go make home run calls. Still plenty of time. If you just took Jordan Walker every day, you'd have 7. I mean, how the fuck?
Good point.
How the hell did we not take Jordan Walker?
Jordan Walker is winning the contest right now.
I mean, just Jordan Walker. All right. Let's get to our home run calls for today. I'm taking Kyle Schwarber today, the Schwarbombs at home. Weather's starting to heat up here on the East Coast a little bit. I think this can be better for Mr. Schwarber and the Phillies. How about you, Welsh? Where are you going for your home run today?
Give me my boy Wilyer Abreu versus the Twins. I believe Bailey Ober. He stinks. Wilyer does not. So Wilyer, get me 5. And amazing, by the way, 6 was at the top of the lead last weekend. A whole weekend went through, and me and Wonky were able to get back up on the board and be in the top 15. It shows why you can still go sign up today and be a part of this contest, because anything can happen. There were no big homers on the big guys this weekend, so come and make sure you join.
Welsh, it's that time again. It's time for the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh, brought to you by Hard Rock Bet, the sponsor of our show. Make sure you place all your bets at Hard Rock Bet, Florida Sportsbook. And it's a great time to do that with all the MLB action going on. Today in the slate, for me, I'm taking Paul Skeens over 6.5 strikeouts, -125. Now, I recognize he's going against Washington, which hasn't struck out a ton, but we're talking about Paul Skeens. And we're talking about Paul Skeens finally getting on track and looking really good in his last couple starts. So after a little rough open to the season against the Mets, Skeens is settling in, being Paul Skeens, and I think he can get to 7 at least today, if not 8. So I'm going to go with Paul Skeens there, -125 on this one. Welsh, where are you going for your best bet for Monday?
I'm going back to my boy, Yuri Perez. Last time we were at the over 6.5. This time we're getting 5.5. The reason behind that is because Atlanta, like you said, Atlanta and your team, Atlanta is striking out kind of near towards the bottom of the league, but I still love Yuri's stuff, 25% K percentage. I do believe we can get the bounce back here. He was able to still get to 6 strikeouts after a 35-pitch first inning in his last outing. We are revamped. We're back. 6 strikeouts. LOL, he'll finish at 5. We're going to go Yuri Perez, 5.5 over on the strikeouts. I feel good about this one.
Oh, good. I feel good, too, and I feel good about Hard Rock Bet. Now's the time to check into the game. New signups can double their winnings on their first 10 bets, max of $50. That means if you would have won $100 on your bet, now it's $200, so don't sit on the bench. Don't ride the pine. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today and get the party started at Hard Rock Bet. All right, Welsh, good stuff today. Great show. Lot to get to here. Obviously, we've got a lot of Major League Baseball tonight, even more tomorrow. And get ready, everybody. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hang out with us tomorrow night for our first version of the Dugout, where Kelly Kirby and I are going to sit there, watch baseball, talk to you, take your questions, and just have some fun. It's just a hangout, basically. So I'll be watching Skeens today. I've got my eye on that. What do you have your eye on, Welsh? Anything in Major League Baseball? Oh, I also want to see my boy Peterson get lit up against the Dodgers tonight, which I think is going to happen as well.
Yeah,
so
maybe his final start, right? His final start.
Well, pick up Christian Scott, pick up Jonah Tong, because Manai is not the answer either. His velo's still not there. I don't care what the results are.
Selfishly, kind of Ryan Nelson. You know, I want to see how Ryan does. The Diamondbacks, they're in a spot. Merrill Kelly should be back this week, so they're going to have to make a decision soon. Most likely when Brendan Pfaadt gets put to the bullpen. But I just want to see how Ryan Nelson reacts to this Baltimore lineup today. So it might be a really good spot. People might be fading a start. I want to see some Ks, so that's what I'm into.
I agree with Radman. I think Scott might be up before Tong. Just saying. Keep an eye on that one. So, maybe. All right. Good stuff there. Great stuff always from the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. That'll do for us, but the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Subscribe to the MLB channel. Let's go. Yeah, boy, oh boy. The trimmings will all be trimmed.
I would like you to bring a picture of your lawn with how good it looks for tomorrow's show, please.
I will take a picture of it
thank you.
and send it for graphics tomorrow.